What's going on, everyone? Badger here. Make sure to like and sub, and let's get into this. I mentioned Dakota Johnson briefly in the last video about Red Sonja, and I said she did a Cope interview. Really, it was her crapping on Madam Web and disavowing. And it's funny, these studios constantly talk about, oh, how important women are and how they need strong women, blah 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 blah, until they accidentally actually hire a strong woman like a Gina Carano and now a Dakota Johnson who speaks their mind and doesn't just toe the company line, says what they're going to say and have their own core values and beliefs, and then of course they immediately attack. And so here now, granted, this is a rumor, so okay, fine, but it sounds completely in line with what they talk about and what they say. And this is, of course, all stemming from one interview that Dakota Johnson did where she talked about, Madam Web wasn't the movie they thought they were making. And let's see what she actually said. So Madam Web star Dakota Johnson never seemed particularly enthusiastic when it came to promoting the movie and the build-up to its release. And once it was playing in theaters, she said certain things during interviews that could be taken somewhat disparaging. From following interview in which 50 Shades of Grey actress admitted that she hadn't actually seen the movie yet, talking about Madam Web, despite showing up to the premiere. Johnson said, okay, she wasn't surprised by the box office performance or negative reviews. And, just before this, she fired her agent just days after the trailer came out, and they've gone on record multiple times saying it's been reshot several times, a bunch of things cut out. They thought they were joining the MCU, then they thought they were joining the Spider-Verse, to the point where it's just basically a generic Spider movie with real no connection. But here's what she said that got Sony actually upset with her. It's so hard to get movies made, and in these big movies that get made, and it's even starting to happen with the little ones, which is what's really freaking me out. Decisions are being made by committee. Oh, gee, where have we heard that? And art does not do well when it's made by committee. Yeah, so that must be a very nice way of saying every single inclusion standard, DEI standard, all the rules that are unwritten of a man can't teach a woman something or can't save a woman, and there needs to be two women. The whole Bechdel test joke that was made as a joke. So, and yeah, remember we said, how could you make anything with these rules? It's like having shackles. And here's an actual actress saying that you can't make anything by committee. You can't make anything with those extra, which is what a committee would be. She told The Bustle. Films are made by a filmmaker and a team of artists around them. You cannot make art based on numbers and algorithms. My feeling has been for a long time that audiences are extremely smart. Always knew I liked Dakota. Been for a long time that audiences are extremely smart, and executives have started to believe that they're not. Audiences will always be able to sniff out bullshit. Well, a good portion of us, some go along and they snort that bullshit like it's Colombian marching powder. But yeah, a good amount of us, a good majority, I would say, can suss it out. And we've been sussing it out for a while now. Even if films start to be made with AI, humans aren't going to fucking want to see those. Well, I love that her verbiage is just as classy as mine. Again, a significant amount will, depending on the context. But no, there will always be a room for an actual factual made by human with human spirit, movies and films. And I do believe that. But it was definitely an experience for me to make that movie. I had never done anything like it before, and hopefully never again for you, Dakota. I probably will never do anything like it again because I don't make any sense in that world. And that also is sad. We did cover that part in the video I did about her. She could have been a fine Madam Web if they were really doing an origin story to then get her to the older blind in a wheelchair, Madam Web, whatever. But they didn't even do that correctly. It was definitely an experience, blah, 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 I don't belong in. Okay, nothing too negative, but rumor has it that the Sony Pictures executives were not pleased about Johnson's comments. Well, of course, because the way they would have had her answer this whole thing is not to mention that thing about committee or this or that. She should have said that it is the fault of the toxic and bigoted fans, and it's their fault, and they're just afraid of strong women. And I'm assuming there was a lesbian or something in there. So you call it homophobic and transphobic, and you just blame us for everything. And she didn't do that. She actually blamed the actual reasons. So of course they would be upset with her. Let's see. So this is the rumor part. By the way, regardless, Does anyone think that Sony was probably happy with those responses or getting memed on by Sydney Sweeney on Saturday Night Live? No, probably not. Lots of people at Sony are questioning her star power, and how she reacted to this failure will likely come back to haunt her. An insider tells Daily Mail, it is okay to joke about your movie not doing well and even lean into the bad reviews like Sydney Sweeney did on SNL with her monologue. But producers and Sony aren't laughing over Dakota's continued dragging of how she sees the fallout of Madam Web and how she isn't taking any responsibility for its lackluster result. What responsibility should she take? She played the role you gave her. That no one was complaining about her acting in the movie. It was the story elements and the dialogue and maybe some of the other anyway, stupid. Not every movie is going to work, but a lot of hard work is put towards even bad movies, and for your star to shit on it is a bad look. How about her possibly tanking her career being attached to not just a flop, but one of the largest flops Sony's ever seen in a movie that she didn't sign on for to begin with? We've already covered that. Even if it is accurate, it doesn't sound like Johnson is any rush to suit back up. No, she's not. She's done. She's going to go back to trying to make independent movies. But that's the crux of what she was saying here, is that even in small movies now, you can't even tell them to go F off to a smaller production, because even those are being made by committee, which was just an actor's way of saying all those inclusion standards by the thems and the theys, the actual thems and the theys that are doing this. Yeah, Dakota, I got to tell you, I mean, she never hit Brie Larson levels of unlikability. I don't even think anyone disliked her, but yeah, she now, she's one of my favorites. Any actress or actor or actress that defends the fans and refuses to take that bait of just blaming us and calling us all the ists and isms, well, you're all right in my book, kid. Maybe I'll actually go watch those 50 Shades of Grey movies for the first time for science. Make sure to like and share and sub if you've done that. Thank you. If you're going to do that, thank you. And yeah.
Everything here is immediate.
Well, bye.
Yeah, I played the wrong one. It's a little bonus clip I leave in.